I'm Maggie. Welcome to Experiments in Crafting. Or I guess I should say welcome back to Experiments in Crafting. Sorry for such a long delay. There were a couple weeks in there where we were doing a lot of running around and we're really busy. My sister got married. We did a photo shoot at my work, and there was just so much going on and really just no time or ability to stream. And actually all the delays were because we traveled with all of our video equipment, and turns out putting this whole set back together is a lot more work than we anticipated. And actually, I think it's a lot more work than tearing it apart. Trying to get everything back where it goes and get it all set up. With all that being said, if there's any audio or video problems that you're noticing, please let me know, and we'll get those taken care of as fast as we can. Looks like a couple people commenting in the chat. Welcome. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Mostly what I've got tonight are project updates. So I haven't done a lot of yarn shopping or anything like that. But there's a lot of project updates and just things that I've been working on slowly over the last few weeks. All right. So some of these I might have shared. I can't actually remember. I know a bunch of these I've shared on Instagram. So sorry if they're repeats, but I just kind of wanted to show some of these off. So the first, I know that I've shared pictures of this. I might have shared the finished object. But this is the little fox that I was working on. So this is all out of sheep's yarn, or sheep shees. Not sure how exactly you pronounce it, but this is the little fox that I've been working on. This is a present for a family friend's newborn. So there's my little fox. The pattern originally called for little white feet. I kind of liked the dark feet on the fox. That's what I went with. I've got the white on the tip of the tail and on his face. But there's a little fox for that. So I set that guy aside. To go along with that gift, I've got this blanket, and I know that this blanket does not show up well, at least on my screen, but hopefully it shows up okay on your guys' screen. For whatever reason, this yarn is very reflective and looks very bright. But this is the Crunchy Granola blanket pattern that I worked out of the Comfy Cotton blend. And I know I've shown this blanket in completed, but without the end sewn in. So I got the end sewn in, and this is the complete blanket. I can try and kind of lay the whole thing out, and we can switch cameras back so you can kind of see. So it's not a very big blanket. About yay big. If I hold it up like that, that's folded in half. But I like a nice small baby blanket. And I think these kind of look pretty together. So there's the blanket, and there's the little fox that goes with it. So that's the little set for the baby. I'm going to set those aside. The other thing that you might have seen me post about, and I meant to run upstairs and grab the eyelet setter, but this is the this is based on the Danielle doll by I don't remember the designer's name. But if you search Danielle doll on Ravelry, you'll find this pattern. The pattern calls for a sewn dress, so out of fabric, but I just did a freehand dress out of yarn. And then the pattern has the doll's hair in like a red orange, and I went with a dark brown hair here. Just, I don't know, because that's what I wanted to do. And I put a little braid here up in the front, and I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this pattern. I'm in love with this doll's little ears for some reason. I guess because I've never made anything with ears. At least not like people-looking things. I just normally go with like a little round head. But I've got this stand that I ordered on Amazon just to kind of hold her up and just display her around. I have another one for Barbie dolls, but she's a little bit too tall and a little bit too top heavy. This one's got a really big disc, so that she's not falling all over the place. Upstairs in Missel's room. So the doll, when I made the dress, I actually made it a little bit too big. And I wasn't totally sure how I was going to cinch it up, but I'm going to show you here what I did. So she's got little undies too that I made. So what I did here was, because the dress was a little bit too big, and originally I thought, okay, maybe I'll make it into a coat, or maybe I'll leave it as a dress. But what I ended up doing was, I had gotten not an eyelet setter, a snap setter. I got a snap setter for Christmas. And so I went ahead and I set the snaps in there, and it was super easy. My husband ran upstairs for the snap setter so I can show you how it works. But you just basically take 2 pieces of the snap, and then there's a receiver end and like an in and an out side, and then 2 button sides. And you put them in and you just set them with the little snap setter, and it's pretty cool. So I went ahead, I put 3 snaps on here, and was able to just snap the dress shut. And you can see there's a bit of overlap on the inside. We'll switch cameras now that he's back so I can show you the snaps a little bit better, and I'll show you the snap setter in a little bit more detail here. But so you can see there's the snaps. There's the in and the outside of the snap, and you can see how much overlap I had with the dress because of how far in that I had to put the snaps. But I just snap them right together, and it fits the doll perfectly. So if I get my doll back out here and put her little dress back on, I think it's a cute idea too if you had little kids that you were making this for, that they could probably do the snaps after they wore in a little bit. They're actually a little bit difficult initially, but you can go down the line and set all the little snaps, and then her dress fits perfectly. So, but I think the snaps would be good for little kids to, be able to dress and undress. But I was going to show the snap setter real quick. So I don't know why, but this snap setter came with a pom-pom maker, so that was just like some little bonus. So it came in a package like this with a couple of little tools, and some different size snap heads. And then the tool itself looks like this. And all you have to do to set the snaps, and I'll show you, here's the set that I already opened. I thought it was kind of cool or nice of this company. This is just some random raincoat crafting snap buttons. It's just got a lot of words to describe it. These are all T5 snaps, but it came with a ton of different colors. Each one of these bags in here is a different color snap. And these are not resealable bags. And so the company that sent the whole set also sent these little baggies that you could pour the snaps into once you opened up the individual small bags. So I was able to store these without making a giant mess. But each snap set is basically 4 pieces. Let me get a whole set out. So you need... nope. That side. There it is. All right, so you need basically 2 of these nail shape pieces. They're just like little pokey ends, and the button faces. So they're the smooth, oops, sorry, too high. They're the smooth faces. I keep dropping them. They're pretty slippery. So you get 2 smooth faces with nail heads, and then a receiver end and like an input, like an in and out. No, I'll hold them. Well, yeah, you could zoom in. And all you do is you put the little nail head through the fabric that you're going to be working through. So if I wanted to put another snap into this dress, which I could do because it's no big deal, Which way do I have these? So all my receiver ends are on this side of the dress. So all I have to do, we're going to readjust so I can show in a little bit more detail. All right. So all I have to do is take the nail end and find a good spot for it where I want it and poke it through. And you just see the little tip kind of start to poke through. And then I put the side of the snap that I want on there and just kind of push it the best I can with my fingers. But it will not stay until you take the snap setter, and it's got just this little plunger that pushes against kind of a black disc. So you put the button face in the black disc, and you put the plunger right over the pokey part of the nail, and then you just press. And what it does is it crushes that little nail into like a flat bit. And you can see it's no longer pokey. It's flattened inside. And then you just do the same, kind of line up where the next part is going to go. Poke the nail part through. So there's the nail part sticking through. And the out portion. And again, you just kind of slide it in here. This side's a little trickier because the out portion sticks out a little bit further than the in portion. You get it kind of lined up. Did I get it? Yeah. Get it lined up, and then you just press. And it doesn't actually take that much effort. I think I'm pressing a little bit harder than I even need to. And you can see it crushed the little nail. And then it's just snapped. So it's got another snap in there. I didn't do a great job of aligning it, but it's okay. And there she's got another snap in her dress. So really, really straightforward and easy to do. I think if you like really messed it up, you could probably just cut it out of there or get some sort of like pliers or something and just like cut the tip off. You wouldn't really be able to reuse it, but you could get it back off if you needed to. You just have to get that like smashed little end of the nail dealt with. But yeah, so I don't know if you have any projects that you could use snaps for. People use them for cloth diapers. You can use them on project bags. These are perfectly acceptable to use with cloth. You don't have to just use them with like crochet and knitting. You can poke them through regular like sewing cloth. There's probably some application with face masks that you could come up with for snaps. But I don't know. I found them to be pretty neat. I got them for Christmas. This was the first time I used any of them, and it worked out pretty well. So I was happy with it, and I was really happy with how this doll turned out. I'm actually going to make another doll just for fun once I get the next project, which is my current work in progress. This is a little bunny that I'm making. It's a ballerina bunny. So you can see the bunny's got little pink feet, and there are some like laces that get wrapped around its legs, and then it gets a little tutu, and I'm missing one ear still. So I've got laces, a tutu, and an ear left to make. I'm about halfway through the second ear. This is a really good reminder to read your patterns all the way through, because I did not read this pattern all the way through, and I did not realize that this bunny was going to be quite this large. So it's still a really cute thing, but I was thinking it was going to be at most the same size as the doll. And it's quite a bit larger. So I knew the fox was on the small side, but you can see there's the like 3 different things that I've made recently. But I'm hoping the bunny cutes up a little bit as I add the detailing. So it's got some like little like eyelashes that get added, and like I said, the little dress and stuff. But it was looking very robot-like, and it helped when I added the little nose kind of made it more bunny looking. But I'm not totally in love with it yet. It's cute, but not as cute as I wanted it to be yet. So I'm hoping as I add the rest of the details in, it like I said, cutes up a little bit. So this is the little bunny. Keep an eye out for some more pictures and stuff of this coming up soon on Instagram and whatnot. But yeah, I think it will be a really good size for the little girl that it's for. So I have a former coworker that still sends me pictures. I made her daughter Clifford ragdoll at one point, and she still sends me pictures. And so I said, well, what is she like now? And she said bunnies and ballerinas and bugs, I think were the three things. And so I found a ballerina bunny, and I couldn't really work bugs into that as well, but ballerina bunny. So I'm making her this just because I really love getting the pictures of kids who like the things that I've made. So that's what I'm working on there. That's pretty much it for projects since I've been kind of away and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Running around. I was sick in there for a little while. I don't know. It's been a busy month. I can't believe it's been a month since we've live streamed, but I think we've missed 4 weeks in a row. So, but yeah, it's, huh? Yeah, there was 1 week in there where I was waiting for COVID results. There was a week in there that I had like bronchitis. I did not have COVID. I don't know. There's a whole, like I said, wedding. We did a photography shoot. There were a whole bunch of things. So, Val's asking if it gets cheeks and buck teeth. The pattern doesn't call for it, but I could see about adding them in. The pattern's pretty. It's cute, but it's on the plain side. So it's just a bunny and a dress. With some, like I said, it gets like laces down here. But yeah, maybe some teeth or something would help a little bit. So it's still very cute. It just, I don't know. Like compared to this fox, it's not quite there yet. But the fox was not as cute as I wanted it to be until I got it completely done and really like spent some time messing with the nose and everything. So it might just need some detailing. Marquita asked if I have a particular crochet hook for amigurumi. Primarily, it seems like I end up using a 3.5mm E-hook. I pretty much only use clover hooks. Let me see if my E-hook is in here. It might be in my bag. There's an extra E-hook in here. My hook box is a real mess. Something spilled in here, and it's kind of chaotic. But this is my 3.5mm E-hook from Clover. But this is the my pretty much my go-to hook for amigurumi. I did forget that this bunny also gets a headband with flowers on it. So that might help a lot too. It makes it a lot cuter. But Helen suggested little bugs to put on the skirt, and that's a cute idea. I might actually have some ladybug buttons too that I could work in there somewhere. Maybe I can make the tutu button up the back with little ladybug buttons. I think I've got some butterflies as well. Marquita said she's glad that I'm better, missed the show, and was glad that she got the notification that I was on tonight. Well, thank you. I'm glad I'm better too. I had a pretty nasty cough for, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. But I am feeling a ton better. I'm still kind of worn down from all the running around. Like I said, my sister got married, and so there was a lot of traveling and work and being outside and stuff. And so I think by the end of the week, it'll be back to normal. So that'll be nice. Oh, that's a cute idea to put a ladybug in the flowers on the headband. from Helen. So, um, Marquita also said that she bought a clover set last week and they're great. I I haven't found a set of hooks yet that I like better than the clovers. And I've tried a lot of hooks. Um so yeah, the clovers are definitely by far and wide my favorite hooks. But there are other good hooks out there, but I haven't found anything as slippery and as like I don't know, just nice to use as these. So, um, with that being said, though, I do have a Leither Co. box to open, and the Leither Co. boxes do come with hooks in them, and they are made of clover hooks with hand-turned handles. So let's get into this. And I have actually not opened this box. I just slit the tape before the live stream, so we can get this opened up and see what we got. These are boxes that I pay for myself. It's not sponsored or anything like that. But every month I get a yarn, a pattern, a hook, and some sort of little free gift. So, which is usually a stitch marker or something about that size. So, this is the yarn this month. It's called Tropics. It's a sport weight yarn. It's 100% merino. 328 yards or 100 grams. And it looks like it's very fun tropical colors like you'd expect from a yarn called Tropics. So nice dark greens mixed with some like kind of bluer greens in here. A lot of hot pink, some streaks of purple tucked away back here. And then it looks like some flashes of yellow kind of in the middle here. And I think that there's a little bit of like browner oranges mixed in here. I'm not sure if that's just where the green and the orange start to overlap or if that was intentional there. Looks a little intentional because it looks like there's some green thrown in here to kind of brown up this orange up here. So that is the yarn for this month. Let's see the hook. Hook's really pretty. It looks like this is an F hook. F is a 3.75 millimeter hook. And we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see this. It's a hand-turned hook. I like that this one looks like it'll fit very comfortably in my hand. And it goes down on this end, but not like super, super narrow. I've been having a little bit of trouble with these hooks as far as how much like bulk they are in my hand compared to these clover hooks. So you can see it's kind of nice to have a little bit more bulk towards the front of your hand, but it's a little bit more uncomfortable on the back end. So this one is more similar to the clover hook on the back end, where it doesn't bother my pinky quite as much, it seems. So has a nice hand feel. So very, very pretty. Helen asked if I made my sister a beautiful shawl for her wedding like I did for myself. I did not, not because I don't think she would have liked it, but because I knew it was going to be a July wedding, and it was hot, and she would have felt bad not wearing it, and I could not have reasonably expected her to wear a shawl. So it was, yeah, I think it ended up being 91 degrees and like 70% humidity in the morning. It dipped down later in the day, but yeah, during her ceremony it was like 91, and so there just was no chance that she should have or could have worn a shawl without completely overheating. So I did not, but I did spend a lot of time like decorating and working on like direct decorations and stuff with my mom for her wedding. So I did do some crafty stuff. And then let's see what else is in here. There's a little pin. This is super cute. I don't know if you can get in and tight on this, but it's a pineapple, but the main body of the pineapple is a ball of yarn. And it's just a little enamel pin. So there's the little pin, but instead of being a pineapple, it's a ball of yarn with like a head of a pineapple on top. And you can see it's just a pin on the back. So I kind of like the pins better than I like the stitch markers because I probably will use the pins on stuff I kind of like enamel pins, so that's pretty cute. And then we can take a look and see what... So the Leither Co. box, there's a bunch of different options. You can get wool or cotton yarns. And then it looks like the project that goes with... Yep. So it looks like the yarns are pretty similarly colored this month. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Everybody got a tropical pin. Yeah. It's still pinking. Okay. And then there is a second hook option. So you can get a wooden looking hook, or you can get like this two-tone funfetti hook is what I think they're called. And it looks like the choices are a market bag or a cowl. You get both patterns if you get the patterns. So I think you can get just the hook by itself. I think you can get just the yarn by itself. I think you can get the deluxe box, which is what I get. And so I think I can flip. Yeah, I can flip safely to this page without showing the pattern. There's the market bag in a little bit more detail. And there's the cowl in a little bit more detail. It's actually a really pretty cowl with like chevron look to it. It's interesting to see chevrons done where they don't stripe along the chevron. So this is sort of striping horizontally, even though the chevrons are running like vertically like this. So it's kind of an interesting look to it. So that is my Leither Co. box. So, yeah, there's a lot of options for a lot of different people. Like I said, I just pay for this myself, and I just get it because I like getting the surprise every month. I also really like these little things that come with, and the hooks are really nice. I think this is my 9th hook. I think this is my 9th clover hook, so I think I've got one more month until I have the full set with hand turn handles. But I probably will still keep subscribing. I'll just end up with duplicate hooks. Marquita's asking, am I collecting the subscription yarns or do I have a project in mind? Mostly I'm just collecting them. I may end up doing some of the projects that are suggested with the different yarns. She does go to the trouble of making sure that you get like everything you need to do the project that she suggests. One of the months, the project was crochet earrings, and it came with the little findings to hang the earrings from, you know what I mean, like the little hooks. One of the months, it was like a small, like, lovey with a llama head, and the llama head had to be stuffed, and it came with the stuffing and the eyes and the little yarn to do the nose detail. So she really does a nice job of making sure you've got everything to do the project. And some of the projects have been relatively interesting. Some are just a cowl or something like that, but some are really interesting. Table runners or pillow covers. Like I said, earrings, hats, all sorts of different things. And there's a lot of variety and a lot of range in the hook sizes because you get the full set of 10 clover hooks. So, yeah. I guess it doesn't really answer your question, but I don't really know. I haven't really worked much with the yarn. I think maybe I finally opened up one ball. But yeah, I don't think I have worked much with the yarn. It seems like nice yarn. I just but yeah, I have used the hooks quite a bit. Bear's Crochet Curtis asking if I could show the full set sometime in the future. Next month I should get the last box, and so I will drag next box I get. I'll drag all of the hooks down. We'll make sure I've got a full set and show those all off. So, I have no idea if the hooks will, like every 10 months, if they'll repeat the same hooks, or if when she gets to the 11th month from when she started doing clover hooks, if she'll just do them at random. I assume she's going to do them, like continue to do them in the same order, because that means any person who started at any point will get all of the hooks, but I can't say for sure. So
Well, you're gonna get a different version of the same hook though, because the handles are not like all the same.
right, the handles are all hand turned, and I think that there's generally like one handle style per month. Like I think that they're still hand turned, so there's variation, but like I think that like the next time I get an F hook, it'll have a different handle style. But I guess what I'm saying is that I started 9 months ago, and it was the hooks are completely in a random order. I didn't get them like B, C, D, E, F, G. You know what I mean? 4.5. So, they're not in order, but I don't know if she's going to say, okay, we've hit 10 months and now just start again in any random order, or if the first month I got an E hook and now in month 11 I'm going to get an E hook again. It would make the most sense to do it on a rolling continuous basis, because that means if you start at any point and you subscribe for 10 continuous months, you get a full set. But I don't know what's going to happen. So Val Ackerman says she's just a yarn collector. Yeah, I'm a pretty bad yarn collector. It's getting excessive. But that's fine. I enjoy it. So that's really all I've got to share with you guys tonight. Like I said, I've been super busy. I haven't done much in the way of yarn shopping. I haven't done really, like, I guess it feels like I got a lot done, but it's been a month and this is all I've gotten done. Amigurumi take a long time. There's a lot of nitpicky little details. I've really been enjoying it. I think my skills have improved a lot too since the last time I was really into amigurumi. But I finally learned how to do a invisible decrease properly, so my stitches look a lot nicer, so that's a big bonus. But yeah, that's really all I've worked on are all these little amigurumi and the blanket. I finished that off. Though really I think that was done the last time I streamed. I just hadn't sewn in the ends. I don't think I've worked on anything else that I can think of. But yeah. So I don't know what you guys have been working on the last month or so, or if you have other questions, yarn related, crochet related, other things related. So, I probably, for my next project, I'm going to finish off this bunny, and then I'm probably going to work on another doll, just because I had a lot of fun doing this one. There's so much detail that you can put in to each of the little dolls. You can really play with hairstyle. I went a little overboard on this doll's hair. It's a bit excessive. So you can see it's pretty heavy amount of hair here. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Even just putting the hair in. So I did the hair kind of latch hook style where you pull like a loop through and then poke the ends in and pull it tight. But even like along this part, I don't know if you can see this, but like kind of along the part, I changed the direction of the hair so that it laid like hair does. We're going to switch cameras so you can see a little bit better. But along the part, I went ahead and laid it so that the hair lays nicely. And then I went through and added, like really filled in the whole scalp about as well as I could, which is why her hair is so thick. So that there aren't like big bald patches or anything. I probably could have done with less layers and less coverage of hair. Probably would have been a little bit more manageable, but I kind of like her crazy hair. So, let's see. They also, there's so many pretty ones. Do a great job with them. She worked on a pocket shawl. Will I do the bamboo review? Yeah, I'm sorry that we keep putting that off. Like I said, we really just have not been home, and I have not gone through my boxes to pull all of those out. and just go through all of the different bamboo yarns that I've got. The other problem that I've got is I don't necessarily remember which ones are bamboo, and my boxes are sorted. Some of them are sorted by weight, but the rest are kind of sorted by vendor. But none of them are sorted by like material. So I don't have just a bin of bamboo to like pull from. So I kind of have to do a deep dive into my stash, which is not a problem, but is just part of the reason that it's taking me so long to get those pulled out for you. Because I really just kind of have to dig through and find all those bamboo yarns. As far as the ones that I can think of off the top of my head, I've worked with a yarn called Kobasai, which is cotton bamboo silk from Haiku. That one I really enjoyed. The Lion Brand Kobu, which is cotton bamboo blend, is a very nice soft yarn, but is very splitty, if I remember correctly. I don't know if we lost audio or not during that time, but what's that? Okay. So, let me know if you can see me and we're still live. Hopefully we are. But what I was saying is that I've used Kobasai and Kobu. Kobu is very soft but pretty splitty. I'm trying to remember what else has bamboo in it that I've used off the top of my head. I know I've pulled a number of them out. To like I started to pull a couple out to try and bring those out for the live stream, and I really just need to go digging around and find that. Helen, the proper pineapple uses wig caps that she makes to put the hair in. I did a similar thing with my mermaid. So for the mermaid here, you can see I made a half moon disc here, and then I put curls down at the bottom. And then I put another layer down that, let's see, here you can see here. This was a circle, and then it had curls all around it. So I put this piece, well, I put the circle on first and realized that it was nowhere near long enough to cover the rest of the head. And so then I made this weird half moon wig piece. And then this circle, as part of the pattern, had this long squiggly piece with curls all up one side and down the other. So if I was going to make another doll with curly crocheted hair like this, or even straight crocheted hair like this, I would do a wig cap like this. For this doll, she just has yarn hair. And literally all you do is you stick a crochet hook in or whatever you want like this. So you just put it through one stitch and then you pull, you just lay a length of yarn and pull it back up. And then once you've got the loop sticking up, you just poke the tails in and pull it tight. So, that is for yarn hair. If you want it to be all yarny and loose like this, then you can do it like that. If you want more crocheted and tame hair, well, I don't know if I'd call this tame, but it's very different style on the mermaid, where I actually made long crocheted bits, then you could do a wig cap to attach those curls. Catcraft is asking if I've used shawl and a ball. I'm wondering if the odor is normal. I don't remember shawl and a ball having an odor. I definitely have used it. I do have a review on the channel. Shawl and a ball and shawl and a cake are the same yarns, and I think I reviewed technically shawl and a cake, but the video should have both names in it. But I don't remember it smelling. Or complaining about a smell. I could see that being possible. Sometimes there's a little bit of a like chemical vinegar odor in some yarns if they didn't get totally rinsed and dried. Usually that's fine. You can just rinse them in a little bit of vinegar and that smell goes away once you're done with the project. When I say in vinegar, I mean water, mostly water with a like quarter cup of vinegar, like or so. But usually that'll go away, but I don't remember there being a big smell associated with Shaw Ball.
That's an acrylic yarn, right?
It's I think 60% cotton, 40% acrylic.
So it could also be like water damaged or musty from a store.
Yeah, what my husband's saying is it could also be water damaged or musty from a store. It is cotton, and actually a surprising amount of cotton. I suppose it could be mildewy or something. Especially with all of the flooding in parts of the country. Semi recently. Yeah, if acrylic yarn you wouldn't expect to grow much, but cotton could. So, yeah, I guess it could be. It would depend on what kind of smell you're smelling. So, but if you're worried about it, you can just, like I said, rinse it in vinegar. Vinegar usually takes care of most of those odors. If it smells a bit plasticky, then that's probably just the acrylic kind of showing through. But yeah, it kind of depends on the specific odor you're smelling. But I don't remember that being a typical complaint with Shaw Ball. Shaw Ball does have its fair share of complaints, but that's not one of them that I remember. It does have a tendency to shed quite a bit, and the Shaw Ball specifically collapses. And that's why they, I think, made shawl and a cake. Catcraft says that Honey Pie Amigurumi dress up doll with picnic playset, and I'm excited to work the doll and the accessories. I think I've actually seen that set maybe on Amazon. I haven't worked with it, but I have a book called My Crochet Doll. It might actually be over here. It's super cute. Maybe it's not. I thought it was. Oh no, it's right there. It just doesn't have. The title on the edge of the book is super tiny. Oh yeah, I did see that on. My husband just pulled it up on Amazon. I did see that set. It's very cute. So this is My Crochet Doll, and it's one of the things that kind of got me excited to try some amigurumi dolls because I think that the like little accessory sets are super cute. There's all these like little cakes and outfits, and there's superhero outfit, little Red Riding Hood on the front. The one big downside, there's a lot of pictures here in the middle, so I can show these. I try not to show too much in the way of patterns when I'm flipping through, but you can see there's all kinds of like, here's a little like, I don't know, Arctic set with a penguin and stuff. And all the patterns are in there for basically everything you see. Here's like a school set with roving hair. I thought the roving hair was kind of cool on this doll. Just styled a little bit different, little backpack and stuff. But this book, just as a forewarning, is all in UK terms. So you have to do a little bit of crochet translating. I also thought this was... Yeah. I thought this was super cute. It has instructions to make like a little suitcase bed. There's a little pillow and a little teeny tiny granny square afghan that's made super tiny for the doll. So, I don't know. I like all this teeny tiny doll stuff. I'm a sucker for like American Girl doll store because I think it's all just really super adorable. So, but I was big into my Barbies. I don't know. I like little tiny doll stuff. So, let's see. Helen said, I just thought it would hide the color of the head, make the cap the same color of the hair. That's a good idea. I think you could probably do yarn hair through like, even if you made a large disc or crochet kind of just a large thing. The other thing you can do is change colors on the head. And actually, I might have done that on the top portion of this head, if I remember correctly. I did. So when this pattern was worked interestingly. I've never done a doll pattern the same way, but you basically make this head a little bit like an acorn. You work it all the way to here and then just stop. And then you make a disc, and the designer said to make it in the same as the skin color, but I made it out of the hair color. And so the whole disc underneath here, which you can't really see because that's the point. But like if I separate out the hair, you can't see that all of this in here is the same color as the hair. So I did kind of do that. But in order to get more of like back here on the back of the head, you could make another partial disc or basically wig cap to cover that. I like these little swirly parts up in the front of her hair. That's why this hair is tied back here. It's holding the swirls in place. Otherwise, her hair looks too poofy. So she got a braid in here too. I don't even have a hair tie or anything on this braid. It just holds from like friction. So Vel said it smells kind of like wool does. I assume we're talking back about the shawl and a ball. And Catcraft says mine has a chemical smell. I have that book too. The chemical smell is probably just from dye. They use different dyes on natural fibers than they do on acrylic. So it's not surprising that Vela says it smells like wool. And it's not surprising that it has a little bit of a smell. They probably just used a dye that has a little bit more of a smell. Acrylic, when they dye it, they usually dye the dope, like the plastic, all before it's extruded into acrylic, I believe. It's a lot harder to dye the acrylic once it's made. They tend to dye it beforehand. Where natural fibers are dyed after, just like you would dye, a t-shirt in RIT dye. But if you ever go and look at like most of the dyes that you can buy in a store, there has to be some amount of natural fiber in there in order to get it to take. Though I think RIT now finally makes plastic dyes. They're just a lot harder to come by. So, yeah, I would say you can probably just ignore the smell, and either it will go away as it airs out, or you should just shawl and a ball. You have to be a little bit careful handling. It gets because it's so fuzzy, it's really easy to like get the fibers to kind of like felt and like look a little bit yucky. But if you just put it in a bowl of warm water and a couple teaspoons of vinegar and let it soak for a little bit, and then squeeze out the excess water and let it lay to dry, I would imagine that smell will go away. Vinegar should, one, help set the dye, and two, get rid of that smell. So that should take care of it. If it doesn't, then you might want to contact Lion Brand and ask what's up. Yeah. So like I said, that's really all I've got tonight. I was excited to chat with you guys again. It's been a really long time, and I've missed kind of having our chats and talking about yarn. I kind of missed just working on crochet projects. I feel like I've been so busy that there hasn't really been any time to just sit and relax. So, but yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I can't think of anything. I am traveling early next week, so I probably will not stream on Tuesday. We'll probably bump the stream to Thursday. Maybe I will get the opportunity to do some yarn shopping while I'm out of town, and I'll have something fun to show you guys. Maybe not. Never know. But I might get the opportunity to go to a couple of yarn stores that I don't usually get to go to up near the Chicago area. So, maybe I'll get to find some fun stuff. I'd love to find a local vendor that carries this sheep's yarn, but I was excited to see that Wool Warehouse is shipping internationally again, so I might be able to just order it and get it faster than anywhere else anyway. Cinnamon Stitches did a yarn dyeing video with the Rit acrylic dye. I'd be interested to see how that turned out. I've never actually used the Rit acrylic. I've only ever used the natural fiber one. And Catcraft says she'll give that a try. Glad I was on tonight. And Val's also glad I was on tonight. So, like I said, I was happy to see you guys and chat, and I'm glad that I'm glad I was missed. It's nice to hear, I guess, and I'm glad to be back as well. So, it wasn't really my intention to miss 4 weeks in a row, but it was kind of just one thing after another. So yeah. I'm just looking around. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I forgot to share with you guys, but otherwise I think we'll probably wrap up for the evening. Unless anyone's got any last minute questions before we sign off or say goodnight for the night. Like I said, we'll probably bump next week's stream to Thursday. I've been toying with the idea of just bumping all the streams to Thursday. It might just work into the week a little bit better. I don't know if we have a big viewer difference between Tuesday and Thursday, but yeah, we might move to Thursday just in general. I've been kind of toying with that idea. Seems like Tuesdays tend to be busier days for me at work, and so I have a tendency to come home more exhausted on Tuesday nights. But other than that, all right. Well, I think that we will wrap up a little bit early. We started late, and we're gonna wrap up a little early, but I guess it's getting me back into the swing of talking for 2 hours straight. Is I can feel that I'm wearing out already. So, it was great seeing all of you tonight and chatting with you all. If you have questions or ideas about live streams or anything like that, please leave those in the comment section or message me on Facebook or Instagram at Experiments in Crafting. I got behind on answering comments, but I think I'm caught up on at least on YouTube. I'll have to go through Instagram and Facebook and make sure that I'm answering everybody. But you're always welcome to reach out to me on either of those platforms, or like I said, in any of the comment sections on YouTube, on any of the videos or anything like that, or in the community tab. I think you can also reach me. But I will see you guys all next week, and have a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Bye.